I tried to stay away, but I couldn't. And so I've come back to you. Back to make episode 61 of the talkthrough of Shiren the Wanderer. Hey, it's me, Doofy again. I just figured it out. The running egg teleported after I hit it with the arrow. Duh. This game doesn't cheat. If you didn't watch last episode, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but it happened in last episode. So I know what happened. Please don't leave comments if you haven't already. I understand it now. Let's see. Last episode, I figured out that the chestnut staff was the staff of switching. Actually, one of the most useful staffs. Surprisingly, a lot of people think it's worthless, but it's really, really powerful. I will not waste time naming this one. I'll just call it the Mind Freak Staff. Because suddenly, I'm you and you're me. It's crazy, man. This guy has such an attitude. I'm gonna test the staff on him. Ho, now you're a giant paperweight. Who's mad about not being cursed now, old man? Last episode, I also bought a 5K armband, and I didn't get to the main topic, which was floors 5 and 6. I promise I will not waste time this run. I'm gonna name this Ice to Meet You, Schwarzenegger style. Yeah, that name is so bad, it's good. Just like Batman and Robin. I think Batman and Robin is the one. There's one with like Clooney, that's the one I'm thinking of. The one with Uma Thurman. And Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze, who has a horrible, horrible puns. Yeah, I think that's Batman and Robin. I think that's the one where they drive up the side of a building in the Batmobile. I saw that in the theater, by the way. I paid money to see that. And I knew I had made a wonderful, wonderful mistake almost immediately when I saw those bat nipples and the bat credit card. Alright, I don't know what this 5K armband is yet, but I have a strong suspicion that it is a certain armband. Now, let me check. I can check right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Alright, this is the armband of recovery. It makes you lose hunger, or makes the hunger clock run twice as fast, if you want to think of it that way. But it also makes you gain HP at a ridiculous rate. It's going to make this run interesting because I'm going to be tempted to use it. And I don't have a lot of rice balls. I'll just name it 100% Carbs. It's actually one of those little, you know those candy necklaces that are made of like sweet tarts? It's like a bracelet made of sweet tarts. That's all it is. Oh, and in case you're wondering, the hide shield, made of solid milk chocolate, dusted with a little cocaine, but mostly milk chocolate. That's why he doesn't get hungry as quick. He's actually eating the shield. See, I put a lot of thought into Shiren the Wanderer over the years. I know what all the secrets are. Now that I have the armband of recovery, oh, he walked away. I'm gonna flame this guy for his moolah. Excuse me, sir, I believe that's my money you're standing on. Yeah, this is gonna be a hunger limited run because I'm gonna be really tempted to use the armband of recovery instead of using my 50 million kairos, which this run has also given me. But I have a hide shield, so I think I'll be able to do it. I'm gonna try to do this run kind of living on the edge of hunger, just to show the limitations of the hunger clock. King needs to do a ton of... Oh my god, I missed again. Notice that I have a Cairo at 3 that I've already used. I know it's not cursed. That's important to do. To get a Cairo at a different number of presses left. So in your mind, you can be like, okay, I know this Cairo works. Because you don't want to go for your Cairo and then have it be cursed because it's one you haven't used before. I think there's no danger in Table Mountain because every time you reach a town or Butterfooter's level, basically any non-dungeon level, all your items are identified. So I think it would tell me if they were cursed. But in Face Final Puzzle, there's no town. So I need to get used to making sure that I know certain items are not cursed. And that's a good skill to develop. See, look how fast I got back up to 100 HP. So sure, I was losing hunger twice as fast, but it only took me like 3 or 4 turns. And that's not really going to be a big deal. You can also see how few enemies are actually on the floor if you immediately start exploring. The only way you can get a ton of enemies on the floor without having a monster house in the early levels of Table Mountain is just wasting time. If you start grinding and wandering around, then, you know, the number of enemies is going to build up quickly. And that's another great sort of anti-grinding measure. You try to grind, you're just going to run into more and more enemies. And every floor usually has an enemy that does something bad. Like, I think there's a curse girl on these floors. So eventually, you know, that curse girl might curse something really important. I think this game does a really good job of guarding against grinding. Not just the Winds of Kron, which would be fine on their own, but also the fact that more and more enemies show up more and more rapidly if you just try to speed heal in place. Alright, I promised that I would get to the topic, and I will. I'm already 6 minutes in. Oh, we missed good. As I said last episode, Floor 4, you've only seen 4 enemies. You kind of get an inkling from the pickpocket that, hey, you know, my gold isn't safe. This game's a little bit different. When you hit Floor 5, this game really explodes. Not only do you keep the Boy and pickpocket, hey, got the final cutscene before opening Ceremonial Cave. It's important to keep coming up to this Sabu the Savvy. I think he's looking in his pants for the first time. That thing is sealed down here if the rumors are true. My God, it's been there all this time. Oh, what a weirdo. Remember the last time we came up to this building, the lady here said she was going on a trip. I wonder if the unattractive guy she has a crush on is supposed to be Sabu the Savvy. Maybe. That dog up there sometimes gives you a happiness herb too. I guess I should check in the upper right. Maybe I'll get lucky and get 2 cutscenes for the price of 1. No. Oh. That cutscene, I don't know what triggers that cutscene. It's pretty rare. Alright. I'm gonna see if I can knock this guy off of this platform. I don't think I can. There's a wall. But it would be funny if I could. Hey, dude. Oh. Halitosis Rex has no effect except to make him pissed off. Alright, on to the marsh. And on to the main topic of discussion. Finally. When you get to... Let me get naked to fight this slime. When you get to floor 5, the game really explodes as far as the number of enemies. You've already got the Boy and pickpocket, which teach you about ranged fighting and that your gold is not safe. You also are introduced to the running egg. The running egg teaches you how powerful having double speed is. You see, oh, that running egg is really fast and I can't catch up to it. That's a really powerful thing to have. That's getting you ready for the idea of the Death Reaper later on. Another new enemy on floor 5 is the Field Bandit. The Field Bandit is teaching you that items on the floor are not safe. So all this loot you're picking up, that's not safe. It could be turned into a weed at any moment. And that starts to give you the inkling, the horrifying inkling, that maybe nothing is safe in this game. But surely the items in your inventory are safe. No, my friend. We will find out later on that that is not the case. Another new enemy on floor 5 is the Evil Soldier. Now already, wait a sec, I've got a rustless armband. I'm not used to having a rustless armband. Usually I find a scroll of plating, or plating scroll. So I've been getting naked all this time for no reason. It's okay. I like the feel of warm purple goo all over my naked body. Who doesn't like that? Come on. Let me see if I think I can squeeze through here somewhere. There we go. But yeah, another new enemy is the Evil Soldier. The Evil Soldier really pounds home the idea of promiscuity. The idea that enemies are a different experience depending on the mix of enemies you get. And that sometimes it's a good idea not to kill an enemy. And this is a revolutionary idea coming from most other games. The idea that, you know, sometimes maybe you should just let that evil soldier live. because you cannot handle a leveled up enemy at this point. You don't have the items for it. And I really love the Evil Soldier. It's carried over from the old game. But that enemy on its own is a wonderful, wonderful enemy design. It automatically combines with all of the other enemies in such an interesting way because it immediately increases the range of enemies you fight on floors 5, 6, and 7. And usually those are the floors where you die for the first time if you've never played a roguelike before, or even if you have and you're just not familiar with the different enemy abilities. Now we come to the final 2 enemy types on floor 5, and there are 7 different kinds of enemies on floor 5, all very distinct, which is a big increase from really 3 different kinds of enemies to think about on floor 4. I'm going to equip my armor ward. It's a good idea to have one really powerful shield just in case. Whoa, armor ward plus 6. This run is disturbingly easy. I'm a little concerned. The second to last new type is the new enemy, the mini dragon. The mini dragon teaches you about flying, that enemies can approach from any direction if they can fly. And it teaches you about automatic damage. So up until that point, damage was able to be mitigated by the strength of your shield. But a couple mini dragons double teaming you, they're doing 10 damage guaranteed every time. It's really, really dangerous, even just one. And finally, a more subtle lesson the mini dragon teaches is the idea of fairness as far as missing sometimes. You might have noticed before, if you were paying attention, that, you know, on the earlier floors, sometimes the enemies miss Shiren, but the mini dragon really makes it visible in the animation. When it tries to breathe fire at you and it doesn't come out, there's just a little puff of smoke. You start to think, subconsciously usually, you know, the monsters don't always have a successful attack. Maybe it's okay that sometimes I miss too, because it's fair. You know, the monsters are missing also. Sometimes they try for an attack and it doesn't come out, just like mine. And I think that does a good job of flattening the hierarchy. I'm breaking a record on this floor for going to level. I did it again. How many times have I gone down to 14 and up to 15? I'm actually missing out. Oh no, am I going to do it again? See if I can make it through. Nope, I did it again. I missed out on a lot of experience that floor because I was stuck right at the beginning of level 15. That brings us to the final enemy on the floor, and it really deserves its own episode. So I think I'm going to save here. I will wax poetic about the enemy everyone loves to hate, the Rice Changer, next time on Shiren the Wanderer. Your blood will turn to ice. Your body will freeze beneath my staff. Yet if you hadn't been such a complainy pants, I wouldn't have tested my wand on you. I shall repay you for whining to me about my lack of curses. I will blanket your body in eternal winter.
Nice to meet you.